Tuesday. No. Is it Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. Good morning, you guys. Good to see you. It's Kirsten Liebelt. It's Tuesday. Woohoo! The 21st. Yes, January 21st. It's Tuesday. Good to see you guys. Really excited today. We're going to talk about magnesium. I did yesterday. If you go back to the replay yesterday, and if you're on TikTok, come on in from the balcony. We come here every day at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about insulin resistance. But yesterday, if you go back on the replay, either on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, we talked about minerals and why mineral deficiencies are like, you guys, these are simple things that you can incorporate into your world and like change everything. So today I wanted to like narrow down into magnesium for a minute because that was brought up yesterday. And I thought, I'm going to do a live on that. Because I feel like that is very, very helpful information. And I'm sure that you guys like, so if you're already, connected to me with supplementation, you know that we have a really amazing magnesium launch happening in March. I think it's March 12th. You guys, I will tell you today, not right this second, but I will tell you why that blend, like get excited. Good to see you guys. Jump on in. It's always good to see you. Tap the screen, double tap the screen on TikTok. Now that we're not going away on TikTok, let's just go crazy. Let's get all this information out. All the people that may not have had a chance because we were banned for like a whole 12 hours. So we're going to make sure that we fix that, right? Good morning, Claudette. Good morning. Well, you are for sure, for real, living the exact opposite life of me. 15 below this morning. She's in Florida. So she's very blessed and favored, highly favored and blessed. Okay. So let's talk about the different magnesiums, what they do for you. How are they connected to helping you with insulin sensitivity? If you do not know, I was raised by a type 2 dad who was insulin dependent and he died at 63. No bueno. My kids were really young. My kids missed out on their Italian grandpa. They were 6'3" and 6 months old when he died. And it really did impact my life. His entire existence of type 2 diabetes and then dying after all of the procedures. He did it all, you guys. He did it all. He did the heart procedures. He did the emergency angioplasties and the pacemaker and the open heart, the quadruple kidney dialysis. He ran it all, did it all. And then he dropped dead at 63. And, my biggest reason for now coming and daily in some way, shape or form, talking about insulin resistance is because I know exactly what I did to be the only one in my family to avoid it. And I just like to share how I did it. Very important, not a terminal diagnosis, people. Very turnaroundable. I'm not a doctor. I'm just an Italian girl who went, this isn't making sense. If modern medicine is so freaking amazing, why does my dad have a Lazy Susan full of meds and he's dead? Like that really authentically, honestly, was my conversation in my head for a fleeting moment the morning after he died. What's going on? And then that led me on to a journey. So here we go. Good morning, Terry. You can only stay for a few and then you got to catch the rest on replay. Perfect. If you guys are on the replay, let me know you're on the replay. I love knowing where you're coming in from. I like to know that you're able to still catch things. And then, of course, as always, if you have questions, reach out to me. Do not forget to do that. The next 5-day insulin resistant reset is happening in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. It's our 21st reset. It's free. You don't have to sign up for it. You just have to get into the group. And it starts on Monday, February 3rd. So I'm very excited about that. All right. So in magnesium. So this is the deal. We are deficient in very, very simplistic things. It's so simple, you guys. I know not every one thing is the answer. It's never going to be one answer. It's going to be a multitude. It's going to be multifaceted to actually combat something. My conversation, which is like 500 hours long, is insulin resistance all day, every day. I view everything through the lens of insulin resistance, including that weight you can't get off, including the pounds that will not budge. And you're still using old methods that worked in your 30s, worked in your 20s. Maybe now you're in your 40s and you're like, what is going on? Maybe you're in your 50s and you're really now wondering what is going on. And I view everything through the lens of insulin resistance. So hit the follow button, follow along. If insulin resistance is the conversation that you need to have more encouragement around, more resourcing around, and more like applicable answers. I teach only 2 things. It doesn't get more simple than that. 2 things: targeted supplementation and ingredient trade-outs. And I'm highly qualified for both. Just because of my experience, not because of any degree. But I'm telling you, as an Italian person trading out foods, I'm very qualified. You're just going to have to trust me on this, people. You're going to have to trust that my emotional connection to food is like for real. Okay. All right. We're going to get into magnesium. So magnesium can be highly, 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 highly beneficial for insulin resistance. But different forms of magnesium have distinct benefits. And so I want to break down for you some of the benefits and what's like most helpful for insulin sensitivity, et cetera. And then I will actually share with you the blend that's being launched in March, just so you have a quick, super brief, like the 3 ones. What's in it? There's 3 of them. Okay. Because you know what? It's hard to find really good magnesium blends. I'm not going to lie. It is not easy. I've been taking a certain one since like last April because the one that I had in my line went away, blah, 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 found one. And recently I looked up to see, like to recommend to somebody something other than what I'm taking because it wasn't really working for her very well. And I don't know why they're not making amazing blends, but I've got one coming at you in March and I'm very excited about it. So the top choices for insulin resistance, you can like take notes on this or put it in your phone or do something like this so that you can then begin to combine some of these pieces. Thank you so much for sharing the live, Margaret. You are amazing. I so appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The first one would be magnesium glycinate. We talk about this all the time. I love a good magnesium glycinate. Okay, and let me tell you why. Highly bioavailable, meaning gets into your system just like that. Every night, I take my magnesium glycinate blend, and I take 2 of them before I go to bed because it's well absorbed into the body. Glycine is the amino acid that it is bound to, and it has calming effects. Like take it down a notch, take it down 2 notches, right? Calming effect, which can help reduce stress, which is a key driver of insulin resistance. Tell me in the comments if you feel like anxiety has been a trigger for your insulin resistance. Like we talked about this last week. If you can get your anxiety to simmer down, you can highly benefit the insulin resistance that you're dealing with because the sister hormones, what is that? I need to go listen to the song so that I can pretend like I can sing it. You know, sisters. Yeah, okay. I'll have to go listen to it. Cortisol and insulin. Cortisol and insulin. They're like sister hormones. And they are enjoying giving you, creating for you belly fat. Like they're just super excited about it. That's what they do. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. So I'm just telling you, like your anxiety could be driving your insulin resistance. And so magnesium glycinate, here we go, right? So it reduces stress, which is a key driver of your insulin resistance, supports improved blood sugar. I don't know if you knew this, blood sugar regulation, and it reduces inflammation. So magnesium glycinate for the win. All right. Magnesium malate. Hold on. I'm going to go back for just a second because I have Okay, so magnesium glycinate, it improves your sleep, it eases your anxiety, and it's gut friendly, very gentle on your stomach, very bioavailable, reduces your stress and cortisol, which contributes to insulin resistance, improves your sleep, supports better blood sugar regulation, and reduces cravings for sugar. So take your magnesium glycinate before you go to bed. Number 2, magnesium citrate. Magnesium is bound? This magnesium is bound to citric acid, which is commonly used as a laxative. So if you need a little help with like moving impacted waste, magnesium citrate eases constipation, supports detoxification, and it has really good absorption. Okay. Now, for your insulin resistance, it's enhancing your bowel health. And you guys, we talk about it all the time, don't we? Especially when we're talking about the gut primer. The gut primer has the 6 different blends in it. Looks like a greens product, but it helps with impacted waste. And you need to get that moving through your system. So citrate will help enhance your bowel health, which supports gut microbiome balance, which is a factor in your metabolic health. Like, why can't you lose weight? It might be because your gut's messed up, right? Number 3, magnesium malate. Magnesium, which is bound to malic acid. It's found in many fruits. Now, this one is going to help with energy production, reducing your muscle pain, and it combats your fatigue. Okay? Energy production, reduces muscle pain, and combats fatigue. That's what magnesium malate is for. In terms of your insulin resistance, increased cellular energy helps improve metabolic functions and glucose utilization. So because it's helping you with your cellular energy, it's helping you with insulin sensitivity. Magnesium is super magical, you guys. Like, you need to be taking a good magnesium. And these are some of the better ones that are good for absorption, etc. Number 4, magnesium threonate. Magnesium threonate, a newer form of magnesium designed to cross the blood-brain barrier. It helps with cognitive support, neuroprotection, and mood stabilization. It improves your brain health, which is often affected by your insulin resistance and increased inflammation. So remember, when you're insulin resistant and you just have high insulin in your body all the time, trying to deal with all of the increased sugar in your body, and it can't do it anymore because your cell has closed off to insulin and sugar. Your cell says, the door is closed. We are stuffed like sausages. We're done with you now. And so you need to stop trying to put insulin inside of us. And this is a cellular conversation. Insulin resistance is a cellular conversation all day, every day. There are tricks and tips, and I get it. You can add fiber to your whatever. You can have all these thoughts and tips and tricks. But in the end, you actually want to deal with this from a cellular level and actually shift, like for real shift, what's happening on the inside of your body. You guys, like, we've got to get this into our brains that we can shift the way that our body is functioning, just like you can bring your vehicle into a mechanic and you can have them change out the filter and refill all the fluids and get that gungy oil out of there and make your car hum again, make your car purr again. You can do the same thing for you. You have so much control. You just don't know it. Not enough people are telling you the control that you have. So the next one is magnesium taurate. This one is combined with taurine, which is an amino acid beneficial for cardiovascular health. Okay, so the benefits of taurine are heart health, calming effects, and balancing electrolytes. Super interesting. It improves your heart health, which is often compromised in individuals with metabolic syndrome. So if you want to know why you have heart issues, most commonly, certainly not all, because, thank you for the hearts, Ruthie. Thank you. Heart issues oftentimes are connected to insulin resistance. So turn it back. Okay. And magnesium oxide. Now, magnesium oxide is a high magnesium content, but it has lower bioavailability. Okay. So magnesium oxide is not your best choice. but it's nonetheless, it's still there. It has a laxative effect. It's good for constipation. Sometimes it has a lower cost associated with it. It's not the best form for addressing metabolic issues due to lower absorption. So if you look on your supplement that maybe is a CalMag-D or something like that, and it's magnesium oxide, it's really not the best magnesium for helping you with insulin resistance. Okay? It's not bad. It's just you're looking for a specific, you and I were having this very specific conversation that's 500 hours long. Insulin resistance. Okay. So you just want to know that. Number 7 is magnesium chloride. It's combined with chloride, often found in topical sprays or supplements. It has really good absorption. It's helpful for your skin health. Commonly used in transdermal magnesium sprays or baths. Transdermal absorption can bypass your gut, which may impede magnesium intake in individuals with compromised digestion. So remember, we always talk about gut health, resetting our gut. And if you need to know the gut reset protocol, always reach out to me. And I will give you what you need to know about the primer and a probiotic to like recalibrate your gut. Okay, not just a greens product. You're not looking, anybody can take greens. Not everybody has a primer on the market. And that changes the game completely for recalibrating your gut. However, if you're having gut issues and you haven't yet implemented something like this in order to help you heal from the inside out, something transdermal might be very helpful for you. You know how there are magnesium sprays out on the market. That could be very helpful because it's bypassing your gut. Magnesium sulfate, Epsom salt. I've taken a ton of Epsom salt baths this winter. Has anybody been taking Epsom salt baths? I'm in Minnesota. It's like 15 below out. I'm not joking. I woke up this morning, it's like 15, 17 below actual temp. It's very, very cold out right now. OMG. But at the beginning of the year, a lot of people got like sick. And so we took a lot of baths. And so Epsom salt, it's a compound of magnesium, sulfur, and oxygen. Did you know that? Okay, very helpful for detoxification, used in baths to relax muscles and draw out toxins. So I was taking so many of them. Muscle relaxation, it reduces soreness and it aids in recovery. And indirectly benefits your insulin resistance towards insulin sensitivity by reducing inflammation and stress. So my dad, who, like I've said it before, he was type 2 diabetic. He was insulin dependent, giving himself shots in his belly twice a day, okay, of insulin. He was a train wreck of health concerns. And then he died at 63. He took a ton of Epsom salt baths. Not baths, sorry. He was constantly soaking his feet, trying to draw out toxins. Okay. He had a lot of sores on his legs that would not heal. So if you know of anybody that is type 2 and having those issues, that's a super common progression of type 2 that hasn't been turned around yet. And again, good morning, Magda. Good to see you. And again, I'm not a doctor, but it's turnaroundable in my opinion. 100%. 100%. Okay. And so doing Epsom salt, soaking your feet or taking baths can be very beneficial. And then here's another one. The last one is magnesium aspartate. Now, I have not heard of this one before, so here we go. It's bound to aspartic acid, often used for energy production. The benefits are that it boosts energy, improves your mood, and in connection to insulin resistance, it provides cellular energy necessary for optimal metabolic, processes. Provide cellular energy necessary for optimal metabolic processes. You know what? I bet my audio on Facebook is not very exciting. Let me know if that's better, Magda. I have a feeling that that's better. I apologize. But magnesium helps with insulin resistance because it's helping to enhance your insulin sensitivity, It's helping to reduce your inflammation. It's helping you to regulate your blood sugar. Can you imagine such simple thought processes? Just because we're deficient in magnesium like crazy, supports your cardiovascular health and it improves your sleep and reduces stress. These are the types of things that different magnesiums can do for you. So the best types for insulin resistance: glycinate, citrate, malate, taurate. Glycinate, stress, sleep, metabolic. Citrate, gut, regular bowel movements. Malate, energy and reducing fatigue. Heart health and relaxation is the taurate. Okay. And the recommended dosage is women 310 to 320 a day, men 400 to 420 a day. Individuals with insulin resistance may benefit from slightly higher doses under medical supervision, is what they're saying, particularly if lab results show a deficiency. That makes sense. And let me see here. So maybe you just didn't even know that if you're deficient in magnesium, that it literally is sabotaging your health. Like maybe you didn't know that piece of the puzzle, right? Most people would never, ever know that there's a connection between magnesium and moving towards insulin sensitivity. And remember, that is the goal. Every day we talk about the goal, going from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, insulin resistant to insulin sensitive. You have to get your body functioning again, firing again, like connecting again, okay, inside. So glycinate, stress, sleep, cravings; citrate, gut health, detox; malate, energy, fatigue; taurate, heart health and calming; threonate for brain because it crosses the blood-brain barrier. And hold on, I had something else here too. 4. Okay, so the 3 that are going to be in the blend that's showing up in March. Okay, number 1, they are sourced from marine sources. So they are very, very good sources of magnesium. This is exactly where you want your magnesium to come from. Just telling you. So the first one is a chelated magnesium biglycinate. I want to say bisglycinate. Maybe it is bisglycinate chelate. That's the first one that they have in this blend that's coming. And if you guys want to go to my site, which is my first last name.com, you do one scroll and at the bottom, you can get your name on a list for the first to know. Be a VIP person who gets to know first when it gets launched. I think it's going to be the 12th, but I will remind you if you get on that list. So this is a highly bioavailable form of magnesium chelated with glycine, which is an amino acid, which is ensuring the chelation process is ensuring stability and absorption. Super gentle on the stomach. It's going to support relaxation. It's going to boost your magnesium absorption. Really, really, really great for stress reduction, sleep improvement, and overall metabolic health. Okay, that's the first of the 3. The second one is a dimagnesium malate. Okay, I have balloons on Instagram. That one is the one that's bound to the malic acid, and it's a compound involved in cellular energy production. And in just a second here, I'm going to talk to you about if you want to launch your body into cellular health. I'm going to tell you exactly how I started and what I have been taking, because I'm telling you, this is the conversation. Thank you, Kristen, for sending me a heart on TikTok. This is the conversation. Everything else is a Band-Aid. You have to have a cellular conversation. Okay? Everything else is a Band-Aid. So I'll get into that in just a second. But the malate, which is the second of the 3 magnesiums in the blend that is launching in March, increases energy, reduces your muscle pain, and has anti-inflammatory properties, critical for insulin resistance and metabolic health. You guys, this blend is so freaking amazing. I'm so excited because I'm telling you, like I said, I went online and I've been looking for decent blends. They are hard to find for our conversation. Thank you, Kristen, for tapping the screen. I love you. It's so challenging. This line is known for their blends. Like nobody does blends like this. This is amazing. Anyway, supports energy, reduces fatigue, and aids in muscle recovery, making it great for those managing insulin resistance. And then the last one is a magnesium hydroxide, which is great for digestive health. Come on, like let's get back to the gut conversation, right? Has alkalizing effects. Do you remember how there are alkalized, am I saying it right? Alkalized spices, alkaline spices in the gut primer. So this has an alkalizing effect, which helps neutralize your stomach acid. Come on, you guys, think about this. Natural answers to the things that are frustrating you the most. So many are dealing with like, I'm sorry, you can't live on Tums. Stop it. If you have indigestion, there's a reason. It's not normal. It's not supposed to be normal. That's your body telling you something's wrong. If you're not sleeping at night, girls, your body's telling you something. It's not normal. It's not aging. You can sleep like a 12-year-old again. I swear you can. Claudia, you tried to send me a message yesterday, but you were not able to find me. Okay, Claudia, do you have a pen? I'll give you a phone number that you can text me at. I don't know if I can say that on TikTok or not. I'll give you a number. I'll give you a hashtag. Tell me if you've got a pen and I'll tell you how to get a hold of me. So alkalizing effects, digestive aid, and moderate absorption. It's not the most bioavailable. However, it completely complements the other forms by supporting gut health. So this is a gut health conversation. It's improving digestion and helps to balance your gut health, a critical component in addressing metabolic issues like insulin resistance. So those are the three forms. So we have a magnesium bisglycinate chelate. We have a dimagnesium malate, a magnesium hydroxide, and then they have Hydolive extract. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I knew what that was because I didn't. Hydolive extract. It's a hydroxytrosol from an olive. Supports, I mean, this is all in one. This is all in one bottle that's coming out. I'm so excited. It's a patented extract rich in hydroxytyrosol, which is a powerful antioxidant derived from olives. Heart health, anti-inflammatory, skin and cellular protection. Supports cardiovascular health, reduces inflammation, and improves overall cellular function, aiding in insulin sensitivity. I mean, seriously, can you see how this, like, this multifaceted putting together of a blend, man, like boom. The combination is designed to address multiple aspects of metabolic and overall health, stress and sleep, energy and recovery, digestive health, cardiovascular, and cellular health. So if you are insulin resistant, that's what you're looking for. This is what you're looking for. So that is very, very cool. And hold on. Okay, Claudia, I'll take a screenshot. No problem. I'll take a screenshot and I will try to find your name. Okay. You go and you like drive to get your kids. I totally understand. I totally understand. All right. So, when we are talking about insulin resistance, and I just want, this is what I want everybody to hear in 2025. Okay. 2024 was such an amazing year. Like I've been talking about insulin resistance for a really long time now. But 2024, so many more of you heard the message that I've been trying to get across, which is this is not a terminal diagnosis. You actually have control and you don't know it, or maybe you're not being encouraged to remind you that you know it. Okay. And there are simple answers, streamlined conversation. So the blueprint of transformation that I talk to people about, 2 steps, targeted supplements that target from a cellular level and food ingredient tradeouts. So the food, the second piece of that puzzle, is in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. It's a groupity group on the book face, right? So get in there, and every month we do a 5-day insulin resistant reset every single month so that you can actually lose weight. So you can actually get excited about summer. So you actually can have results in 2025. And yes, of course, you turn back your insulin resistance and you're talking about sugars coming down and fasting insulin tests being better and better sleep, better like mental clarity, better energy, better like dealing with sugar cravings or appetite control, et cetera. Like all of these things. Yes, yes, yes. But I do know that most of you, not all, but many of you, you really do just want to lose weight. And you've never heard before anybody tell you that if your insulin is high, you can't lose weight. And then if your liver is tired and toxic, you cannot burn fat. And we're going to address all of that from a cellular perspective. You've got to get your body up and running again, but it is 100% doable. And then you can be your own testimony for 2025. So Sandy, I will send you, if you want me to, I will send you a cart for are you talking about the trio, Sandy? I was talking about the magnesium. You might be thinking I was talking about that for just a second. Not to be confusing. The magnesium blend is not launching until March 12th. However, if you go to my site, which is my first and last name, kirstenliebelt.com, and do one little scroll, because it's just one little page, at the very bottom, you can get on the VIP list to know when the magnesium is launched. If you're asking about the trio, this is what I talk about every single day. This is 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is where I started just a little over 10 years ago. This is what has fully supported me in losing 3 sizes in my 50s. This is the very, very beginning of why I am the only one in my family that has avoided type 2. And it is a cellular conversation. You have to get it through your head. Losing weight has nothing. Oh, I'm not going to say nothing. It is not a calorie in, calorie out problem. Girls, are we really shocked that it's a hormonal problem? Are we really, really like surprised? Think of all of the decades that we have so not been listened to or heard when it comes to any of our female conversation. Like, I just was exhausted. I tell the story about how I went in for my shoulder. And I had I had a torn rotator cuff from a car accident. I go in, I get it fixed. It does freeze on me. And then 6 months later, I have to have another surgery to fix it. Okay. During that time, prior to that year, I was 50 years old and I was 50 years old, maybe in that year missed 2 periods, maybe. Came out of surgery from having my shoulder done, never had a cycle again. Never. I didn't just go from skipping maybe a couple to it decreasing. No. Never had a cycle again. Okay, so I go in, I have my surgery, it freezes. I'm going in for my second surgery. I'm doing my pre-op again. And so I'm like about 5 months after my surgery, and I'm like talking to a female doctor. Female. I go, darndest thing. Oopsie, just dropped one. I said, darndest thing. I go in for my surgery. I come on, I don't have a cycle. What is the connection with the surgery? That is the craziest thing. And she looks at me and she says, oh, that has absolutely nothing to do with your surgery. And I'm like, I guess maybe I don't know the terminal. I don't know the definition of gaslighting, but I kind of felt like you must not have heard what I said. And then sure enough, I went on to literally never have a cycle again. So something happened. What happened? Why are we not, why do we never seem to get any conversations going here, women? Why is this with us? I don't get it. Like, why is this such a hard conversation? Why does it feel like, maybe it's just me. Why does it feel like everything in conversation around hormones is the most mountainous, confusing, chaotic conversation? Like, oh, well, it's just, it's like Mount Everest. Where do we even begin? Why do we always have this feeling of there's too much to know? Why bother? I'm just going to take that script, or I'm just going to whatever, because they've made it so dang confusing for us. And what I want to do is I want to somehow, in my just little layperson Italian girl ability, bring it down to like, listen, we are just girlfriends having a cup of coffee. And I'm going to tell you, like your best friend, this is not a calorie in, calorie out problem. This is not a counting points issue. This is a hormonal conversation. But now you have to say to me, why, Kirsten? Why is it a hormonal conversation? So then I can tell you, because insulin is a hormone and cortisol is a hormone. And if it hasn't dawned on you yet that you have to get your insulin and your cortisol to come down in order to actually release fat off of your body, then I want to be your best friend and tell you that that's what you have to do. But we have a couple of things that are broken in the process. And what's broken isn't you. You're not what's broken. It's the medical system that's broken. Because the medical system is probably not even going to pull a fasting insulin for you. So you can be insulin resistant for years and decades before it ever shows up in your blood glucose. And then they go, oh, I'm so sorry. You're pre-diabetic. You should take this script right here. That's what they do. They wait. Do, and they wait, and they wait. Your labs are good. Your labs are good. You're doing good. Your labs are good. Oh, OMG, we did not see this coming. You are pre-diabetic. We have a script for you. Let's get going on that. And so then probably by this time, not only do you have high sugars, but you probably have high BP, because it goes together. Then maybe they will tell you that with their, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but I do have a lot of people I follow online that are doctors that I like their information, like Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Eric Berg, nutritionist Maria Emmerich, etc. Oh, our numbers that are actually so low that then you have to take a script, you have issues with your cholesterol. So you need to take an STATIN. So now you're on MET, then you're on a high BP, then you're on an STATIN. And because an STATIN actually creates deficiencies in CoQ10 and other things, now you're on an anti-sadness. So here's your suite of scripts. That is a broken system. And I'm over here going, so magnesium is freaking amazing. And if you are insulin resistant, it might be because you are deficient in certain minerals. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the trio that I started taking a little over 10 years ago, this one helps with, this has trace minerals in it, and then it has herbs in it that actually helps with the sugar cravings and the appetite control. So the food noise, bye-bye. Bringing down insulin sugars, hello. Oh, this one is for your liver. Oh man, your liver is your fat metabolizing organ. And if you're a girl, somebody should have told you that at like 20. When you were in college and drinking. Somebody should have told you that your liver actually is metabolizing your fat. And if it's tired and toxic, bye-bye, fat loss. Not going to happen. biological conversation, scientific conversation. Oh, and then you can actually take extracts and you can help the visceral fat now that's coming in around your liver and your intestines and your organs and all that belly fat. And you can actually change how your metabolism is working. You can actually begin to burn because you can have thermogenics in your life that are very helpful. And this is what I did, not knowing anything, thinking that Metabolife and ibuprofen were wisdom for supplementation. Like I really, you guys, I was such a supplement granola loser. Like I'm Italian, come on. Do you really think that I was eating a healthy lifestyle? No. We were buying 50-pound bags of white flour and splitting it as moms, as homeschooling moms to feed our kids. And everything was white and everything was carbaholic. And I was addicted to International Delight Coffee Creamer, hazelnut. Thank you. I have a friend that became my friend, and in 3 months, she gained 10 pounds. That's not a joke. I'm not making that up. 10 pounds in 3 months of knowing me. You want to be my friend? That was me. So I entered my 50s doing all of that. Like that was my life. I entered my 50s. I'm exiting my 50s now this month. And I started here. This is where I started. Cellular conversation. Move your body, like launch your body towards insulin sensitivity. Launch it. Boom. Push it. And that's the trio. Okay. So if you ever need to know anything about the trio, talk to me. Put it in the comments on Facebook. I'll get you a cart. Message me in my messages. I know sometimes people are saying they're having a hard time. Just like press my name right here. Leave the live for 2 seconds if you have to. Leave the live and see where my profile is so that you can see where my message button is and message me. Okay. But the conversation of working on this from a cellular perspective, isn't that way more lovely than the conversation of a script where then you develop more nutritional deficiencies and you develop more side effects? It torques me off. Every day I'm just ticked off at the whole system. I am shocked on a regular basis. The conversations that I hear people having around food and the noise and the confusion, much of it that has come from your medical provider. It is time for us to stand up and say, shut up. Stop telling me I can eat 150 grams of carbs a day. They're not trying to reverse anything for you. Their job is to help you manage. How good is it? How's it going? How's it going? How managed do you feel your sugars are? How managed do you feel like your weight is? Are you actually able to manage your weight? Are they helping you? And some people, maybe you have that answer that yes, they are, because you're on an injection. It's going well. You're losing weight. Some of you reach out to me and you tell me that you've gone carnivore. Praise God. Like I talked to somebody this weekend. I was at a business conference and he told me that he went carnivore, and I'm like, game on. Good for you. I'm not carnivore, but I definitely understand the conversation and I understand what it does for people. Rita, I will send you a link. I'll send you a cart for the trio. How does that sound? I'll send that to you. I would love to. There's so much help when you can streamline what you're doing and stop messing up your gut. And the trio is, like, in my opinion, man, it is the gold standard. And dare I say, I'm the only one online talking about this. I'm the only one talking about this. Okay. God gave me some answers. I started sharing my answers with local people. Took me a long time to get up enough courage to talk about it online. And let's see, hold on, and when I did, I realized that your testimonies were going to be what was going to help other people the most. Your testimonies are what have shifted so many other people, you know? And it is not just about like, I mean, because I know that the weight conversation is the one that you want the most. Most of you want to know, okay, so whoa. You're telling me that if I go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, if I take that journey, I can finally lose weight? And yes, that's what I'm telling you. I use targeted supplements and food ingredient trade outs, and I'm telling you, it's how I've lost 3 sizes in my 50s. I will be 60 in less than a week. I spent my 50s assessing my own food issues and triggers and emotional connections and changing out my food ingredients and then teaching you and becoming somebody who actually is a supplementer, because I wasn't one. And this has helped me lose my 3 sizes because it's working with my deficiency of trace minerals, and it's helping my liver, and it's dealing with my visceral fat. And I'm just telling you, like, I'm just sharing what happened. And then being able to teach the food ingredient trade outs is such a big deal. Linda says that if I get down, they want me to eat more carbs instead of lowering the dose. It makes no sense. I don't even know how to have that conversation without just really are they trying to sabotage your efforts? I mean, I don't even get it. Like, why, assuming that the actual medical providers, right? Let's just like take any skepticism away from them. They're just teaching what they're taught because they're living inside of their protocol. They wake up every morning and they just talk their protocol. They just talk the talking points of what they're given, to do that. Like, that's what they're doing, right? And so if you come to them and you say, I have this, they open up their book and they go, okay, well, you said this. So my answer is this. Okay, let's just pretend like that's what we're talking about. What the heck? What the heck? Why would anybody ever say, eat more carbs instead of lowering the dose? It's criminal. It's criminal. Anyway, so inside of even the food ingredient trade outs, I love teaching people how to be grain-free, sugar-free, legume-free, and absolutely be a foodie. Like, I love the food that I eat, but I know how to keep from spiking my sugars and calling on insulin, and then my cells being resistant and not being able to get the energy into them, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is a cycle, and you can break the cycle. I promise you. You were just diagnosed. Oh, hold on. I missed something. Hold on. Thank you for the follow. You're amazing. Okay. Becky, just diagnosed type 2, sent to diabetes class, nurse ed, told me 3 meals, 45 carbs each, and 2 to 3 snacks. Becky, I am not a doctor, but that is the trashiest information ever. I actually have to take a screenshot. Hold on. I got to take a screenshot because that is the worst advice I have heard. Okay, thanks. So, hi, Julie. Good to see you. So, yeah, because you want to get off and they don't want me to get rid of it. You guys, it's a really hard conversation. So I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I really, really do. But this conversation right here really freaking riles me up, because you have to understand that my whole life was literally about hypodermic needles. Like this, I knew where they were in my dad's dresser. I knew where the insulin vials were. I knew how his skin was because of it. I watched every sore that wouldn't heal and every heart procedure, and they would fly me home for emergency heart issues and, ICU and University of Minnesota. And like, I learned how to hate, hospitals and all of these things. And I I never questioned anything. I just was like, do, 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 do. I'm living inside of my Italian family. Everybody's obese and type 2, do, 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 do. And I just kind of lived the life, and we were scared. And my biggest, like from my heart, I was like, I remember dating my husband, and we were going to get engaged and get married, and which we did. And we've been married 37 years now. And I remember telling him, I just want my dad to be alive to walk me down the aisle. Like that was my goal in my early 20s. When I was 20 years old, that was my goal. So when I say it was my entire life, it was my entire life. I thought, oh, if my dad could just live long enough. Now, had my dad been diagnosed with a terminal disease, you might think, well, why would you think that? Well, surely he had stage 4 something. Nope. Just type 2. That was it. He was just a freaking wreck. He was a train wreck. And that was what I wanted as a 20-year-old girl. I wanted my dad to live long enough to walk me down the aisle. Okay. So when I hear people tell me that they go to education from their provider as a type 2 person, and they tell them they can have 45 grams of carbs per meal plus 2 to 3 snacks, I want to slap somebody. I want to slap them. I have somebody in my world that in 2020 went to her doctor, said, I'm having a hard time getting my sugars under control. She also type 2. And they said, what are you eating? She gave the list. And she said, I actually erred on the side of eating too many carbs. I gave her a sample day that was like a little, I knew it probably wasn't okay. But she said, I wanted to do that. Like I wanted to give her like one of my worst days. And she said, oh, you're fine. You can have 150 grams of carbs a day. Oh, all you have to do is stop taking this pill. We're going to go from a pill to an insulin injection. Really, really, really trash criminal advice coming from our providers in the United States of America. This is what we're dealing with. So if you do not become your own advocate, if today, this day, January 21st, 2025, you do not all of a sudden go, wait, I'm going to take this on myself. 2025 is going to be my year. I'm taking back my body. I'm taking back my health. I understand that I'm going to have to actually invest in myself to change my numbers, my weight, how I feel, how I function. I want to get down on the floor with my grandbabies. I want to be able to buckle in on an airplane. I want to be able to do a roller coaster. I want to actually take a trip with my family. I actually want to not want to take a nap on the living room floor all day long. They're giving me bad advice. I'm going to get better advice. I'm going to stop listening to those people. That is so bad. It's so bad. No. If you are insulin resistant, you've got to stop the cycle. And 150 grams of carbs a day is not stopping the cycle. It is accelerating the cycle. Do you understand what they're doing? They're accelerating you in the wrong direction. And again, I don't have any letters after my name. I'm just an Italian girl. I'm just a friend with a cup of coffee. I should probably have a cup of coffee right here is what I should have. But do you understand what they're telling you? They're accelerating it, and their answer are more scripts. That's really bad. So even in like when we had a resident expert come in December, and he was talking about shocker, insulin resistance. And he was talking about the products that I started with and still use to this day to help me go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive, which was basically the trio. And then we talked about doing a gut reset, because if you can do it, oh, that was so noisy, wasn't it, Facebook? I'm sorry. If you can recalibrate your gut, this is a primer and a probiotic, and it's a gut reset protocol. If you can recalibrate your gut, you can actually absorb the nutrients and turn back not just inflammation. You can help your liver. If you absorb those nutrients, That's what we've been talking about as mineral deficiencies when it comes to insulin resistance, etc. He talked about the fat burning thermogenic, which I love, also helps with insulin sensitivity. So all these pieces, but even he was talking about one of the best things that you can do. And he was saying, okay, so he's like 57. He's really, 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 really low body fat, like 12% or something. And he was talking about literally everything that I share with you guys. It was one of the most confirming, like he wasn't there talking. He didn't come to talk about the things that I talk about. He came to just give really good longevity information. And by doing that, he talked about everything that I talk about. And I'm like, woohoo, we are on the right track, people. High protein. Got to work on your muscle. You don't want to lose your muscle. But then when he talked about like intermittent fasting, etc., and snacking, that little conversation she was just having, he said, intermittent fasting, he actually didn't like put this huge stamp of approval on it. And the only reason why he said was because, now understand, he wasn't there as a diabetes education person. That wasn't his reason for being there. So oftentimes we talk about insulin, we talk about intermittent fasting in terms of helping, autophagy and helping your cells to renew. So I'm not putting it down. I'm just telling you that he was saying, because we are having a hormonal conversation, and this is not a calorie in, calorie out conversation. Hello, music to my ears. He said, because of that, sometimes intermittent fasting can be messing with your hormones, and there is a delicate balance. So it's not his go-to, right? But he said, however, if you would eat a meal that is full of protein, like 30, 40, 50 grams of protein, not carbohydrates, protein, you will be full longer. I mean, come on. Isn't this our conversation every day, girls? Every day we talk about this. You'll be more satiated, and then do not snack in between. Stop snacking, because every time you eat, no matter what you eat, you are raising your sugars because your body turns food into glucose in order for it to get shuttled into your cell. So you're going to make insulin, which is your delivery truck, and it's going to go pick up its load, which is the glucose that came from the food you just ate, and it's going to deliver it to the storage unit, which is your cell. But the storage unit changed locks. So now all that extra glucose, fat storage, fat storage. So stop eating in between meals, raising your glucose, making your body produce more insulin to go grab the glucose to take into your cell, only to find out that the lock was changed on the door. So eat, fill up, like really go at it. Good protein. Have 3 eggs. He has like, I don't even know, a dozen eggs a day. Like he's crazy pants, but he's also really working out and he has very low body fat. He has a different goal. Eat 3 eggs. Eat it, that's like 18 grams of protein, and then grab a chicken sausage. You can get really good brands with really good ingredients. They're like 14 grams of protein. You get up over 30 grams, maybe have some sugar-free, higher fat Greek yogurt. That's plain. I shouldn't say sugar-free, plain Greek yogurt. Maybe mix in a little bit of sweetener and some frozen organic blueberries. Really get that, like nail that first meal of the day. Like just nail it to the wall. 50 grams of protein, just boom, boom, boom. And your blood sugar will do this. And your tummy will be full, and you will feel satiated, and you won't be all foggy in your brain. And then you're going to go, OMG. I actually was like not even hungry for 4 hours. And I understand. There are triggers that have nothing to do with hunger. I'm the queen. I understand. Why do you think it took me 3 to 4 years to assess my food? No judging. We listen and we do not judge, okay? Right, TikTok? And so You can be full like that and then stop snacking. So can you imagine a provider telling you the opposite of what I just said? But because they have initials after their names, they can give you that level of bad advice and keep you medicated. Come on, girlfriend. We're just going to keep you medicated. You don't need to get off of anything. Let's just change it from a pill to an injection. You just need a little insulin now. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, it just makes me so mad. Oh my goodness gracious. We've got stuff going on. I missed a bunch and I apologize. But thank you for joining in, you guys. You guys are amazing. So that is what we talk about every single day. I get riled up. But this was my journey. So every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., we do talk about insulin resistance and the impact on your health. But also it's an encouragement that you can take back your health and you do not have to listen to the providers, recommendations if you're looking to actually try to reverse it. That was the worst advice ever. I hate hearing that so bad. She was told, for anybody who missed it, that she's type 2 and her nutritionist or whatever, education doctor, nurse, whatever, nurse education person gave her the protocol of you can have 45 grams of carbs per meal, 3 meals a day. Terrible, awful, horrible advice. And 2 to 3 snacks. Terrible, awful, horrible advice. That will keep her medicated, in my opinion. It'll keep her medicated and it will keep her increasing in doses and it will keep her gaining weight. For sure, not even just being able to lose weight. Like that's not even going to happen. So if you want a completely different alternative route, you want an actual answer to do it completely on your own, learn how to fish and change the way that your body's functioning from the inside out. That's where I highly recommend. Go and look at the testimonies. Do not take my word for this. Yes, this is my journey. Yes, I started this a little over 10 years ago. Yes, I lost 3 sizes. Just got to do something on TikTok. I have to not be a robot on TikTok. They have to know things. Yes, I lost 3 sizes in my 50s after my cycle stopped. Yes, I am the only person in my family to have avoided type 2 diabetes. Yes, I will be 60 next week and I am on no meds. Yes. I have a really great story. I have a lot of credibility inside of my own story. No question. My dad died at 63, type 2 diabetic, insulin dependent. This was my life. However, please don't take my word for it. You guys, you want testimonies on the trio? Testimonies that were sent to me. To me. Okay? I'm not talking about corporate testimonies of anything. Go to my site, Kirsten Liebelt, KirstenLie, like lie down, BELT, like a belt on your pants, .com. There's a button right there at the top that says Trio Testimonials. It's a Google sheet. Start reading those. Okay? And then you're going to see buttons that have little yellow stars. One is the Trio plus the gut reset, primer probiotic. One is the Trio plus the gut reset plus the fat burner. This is the thermogenic orange pixie stick, tastes like candy. That is, it targets, this is crazy because I didn't know it was going to happen, but I've actually now experienced it. It targets the fat around your waist and your hips because it's targeting visceral fat. That's where your visceral fat is. That's why we have so much fatty liver in our country. That's why we have issues with like fat around our organs and around our intestines, etc. It's connected to insulin resistance. High BP is connected to insulin resistance. Heart issues, aside from genetic predispositions and of course, right? Whatever. It's connected to insulin resistance. The fact that you can't budge a pound, it's connected to insulin resistance. It's all connected. Your liver, your gut, your high insulin, your high sugars, your scripts that you're on, It's round and round and round we go. And they just keep throwing Band-Aids at you from different doctors in the different silos of our Western medicine. But if you will address your insulin resistance, one lens, one lens can shift so much. So we'll be back tomorrow. Good afternoon, Anna. You're amazing. Good to see you, Anna. One lens. If you need anything, always reach out on Instagram and TikTok. You have to message me in my messages. You got to get into my inbox because things go away when I'm done. I can't come back and see anybody's comments, okay? Dar, thank you for following. And on TikTok, for real, follow if you need information on insulin resistance. This is what we do Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Then I do have a group. It's so good to see you, Anna. It's called Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. It's why I posted up here, you guys, because every month we do a 5-day insulin resistant reset where you can finally figure out how to lose weight, where you can finally figure out how to get a handle because you've decided that you're going to become your own advocate. You are motivated to actually freaking figure this out in 2025. This is your mission. We do a free 5-day insulin resistant reset every single month in that group. Okay. And we'll do pantry and fridge reveal and ingredient trade outs and recipe and all of the things. So it's never too late. It's never too late. You can grab your trio, you can get into the group, and you can get moving for the year. So reach out if you need anything. I am going to get off and answer questions and help people out. I've been seeing messages come through as I've been on here. So I want to take care of that. If it takes me a minute to get to you, I apologize. I don't mean to. Thank you for liking the live over there on TikTok. But I will see you back here again tomorrow. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. So, all right. Be super, super blessed, you guys.